Hey, it's Mr. X Irish here with another battle gameplay. Today we find ourselves at the Battle of Rome in 1798, featuring the forces of the French Republic versus the Papal States. Leading the forces of the French Republic today is Jean-Baptiste Jourdan, and leading the forces of the Papal States today is Romano Rossi. Papal States declared war on me a couple rounds ago, and after I was able to clear the Austrians and Venetians out of northern Italy, I decided to take what remained of my army in Milan to attack Rome, which declared war on me. Now, the kind of weird thing about this battle is I had to send all my artillery up to a new army formed by Napoleon, or that Napoleon was leading, so I have no artillery in this battle. I have about 3 units of cavalry that I have all centered over here, and I have 2 main, I guess you could say, corps of infantry marching toward the enemy. I'm attempting here to use a military maneuver called oblique order, which, if you don't know what that is, it involves during a line of volley, giving one side of volley more troops. As you can see here, the left side has more troops. So the point is to break the enemy's right side, or whichever side is facing up against more of my troops, and then it turns into kind of a flank maneuver. I'll show you a little diagram here of a flank maneuver, and you can attack the enemy forces. So I have 2 battalions here of line infantry from Italy. I have some French Fusilier de lines. There's Midi, infantry from Midi, and I have some light infantry battalions from northern Italy. In my reserves, I have 2 line infantry battalions of Marines of the Imperial Guard, and then I have the same thing kind of over here. I have 4 battalions of infantry, some light infantry, and some line infantry, and then I have 1 unit of grenadiers to try to maintain an oblique order. And I have cavalry here in my center, which will eventually move up pretty soon to attack in case they're needed against the Papal States army. For the Papal States today, they have, I think, about 2 or 3 units of artillery, about 4 or 5 units of armed citizenry, and a lot of line infantry, Fantiniere de Line. I don't know, I'm not very good at Italian, but and some cavalry in there, and they have their general staff, as I said before, Romano Rossi. So they aren't really making advancements. You can see they just fired their artillery, so I'm just slowly advancing here, and nothing much is really going to happen as my army advances, so we'll fast forward until the real battle commences. Now here we're advanced a few minutes as the main army has made more progress towards the Papal States main army. If we zoom out here, we can see their entire right wing is mainly just armed citizenry, and they have applied their main force, or their most powerful part of their force, their actual line infantry and some militia, and their cavalry and their artillery in the center over here. Updates since the last battle of Venetia. Bavaria was lost, or not Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg was lost. They were attacked by Prussia, and so they are under Prussian control as of now. Bavaria, for whatever reason, declared war on me. Bavaria has been an ally with me for a while, and they're just, as you know, north of Innsbruck and that whole region, just south of the Prussian of Berlin, of the Prussian Empire. So Bavaria declared war on me, and that was another kind of setback. I've had a lot of setbacks lately. Britain landed a small force in western France that immediately went to Paris, and I had to have a battle in Paris. It was totally one-sided. I brought my entire reserve army back there, so there was no need to replay it. You can see the oblique order attempting to make progress here. If I can bring this line of infantry in, my hope is to overpower this side of their kind of line of volley, and then eventually it becomes a flank maneuver. And over here, they have a huge force here, so the oblique order might not work as much over here, but we'll hopefully maintain this offensive. And other than that, there's not been really any major advancements. I made peace with Naples. I made peace with Portugal. I made peace briefly with Austria, but then they reversed that and declared war on me once again. But the Venetian Republic is no more. I took over Venice. What else? But yeah, the main thing was Bavaria declared war, which really did not help me. Also the Badfist Republic, or Netherlands, or Holland as it is, took over the region of Clivesmark, and they are a strong ally with me. So hopefully their empire, not empire, but their territory will kind of grow stronger to act as a buffer state between Prussia. But the Confederation of the Rhine, as it is, or I shouldn't really call it that, that hasn't occurred yet, but all those buffer states in between me and my main coalition against the French Republic has kind of been reversing. Like Baden-Württemberg has fallen and Bavaria declared war on me, so I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet, if I'm going to try to recapture those regions and liberate them or what, but we'll find out. Now over here I'm doing an infantry charge to very similar to some very weak armed citizenry units. So hopefully this will kind of begin the flank maneuver. My cavalry, I'm just kind of bringing up slowly. They're still back here. They should come up pretty soon. In my reserves, as I said before, I have 2 units of Marines of the Imperial Guard. And I have General Jean-Baptiste Jourdan right there, in case of morale boost. I had a brief. I saw that there was some armed citizenry of the Papal States that was kind of going to flank me, so I quickly attacked them with cavalry to prevent them from making a flank maneuver on my troops. The town isn't really being used for any defensive purposes. The Papal States didn't use that for any defensive protection. They just made do right here, as you can see. Yeah, those units of Papal troops are retreating. And as you can see, we're already right here. Now there's a flank maneuver on this little battalion of armed citizenry. And after these, maybe here and here, those battalions of infantry are defeated, this entire line of infantry will just advance, and it'll become they'll flank the main center of the Papal States force. They're holding strong. My main line of volley here. Some light infantry from the region of Midi in Italy, and some other Italian line infantry that are recruited in Italy. Some light infantry. So this is a really major, good portion of my army was made in Italy. So not too many French forces here today, besides the Fusilier de Lines over here and the Imperial Guard Marine troops over there. But yeah, I had no artillery today, so I knew I was going to have to make an advance on them, because I wasn't going to just let them shell me with their artillery, since I wouldn't be able to shell them back. Because I really needed to move those 3 units of artillery up to the north to join Napoleon's army, because he didn't have any artillery. And Napoleon can't have an army without artillery, as he was an artillery soldier himself. Let's see, forming a square here to counter this cavalry charge. Looks like they're gonna have to form some more squares over here, because it looks like they're gonna skip that little square. It's kind of late to forming the squares, but hopefully they'll be able to counter that cavalry attack. This line of infantry, these lines of infantry are really holding strong, so they're doing a good job. General Jourdan is over here. He's only lost 2 men. The Imperial Guard has been taking some losses, about 20 to 30 men so far. You can see those indents or marks from the Papal States artillery. Let's see, my cavalry over here is still kind of fending off, so they can't flank me. I only have 30 men left. They'll probably attack this little unit of armed citizenry soon. The Papal States still has a main, about 75 hussars remaining, and all their artillery, and some dragoons, and some militia. See, as you can see now, their entire right wing, which wasn't very strong, but still their entire right wing is retreating, so now I can flank them. So probably not, I'll kind of abandon the oblique order maneuver over here, but try to keep it going over here. But the main thing is, in a grand scheme, it did work, because I was able to defeat their right wing of attack, or defense I should say, and now I can make a major flanking maneuver to their right side. I'm going to have some triangulated fire in their center, so hopefully they can move more troops over here, because if they move more troops over here, I'll really be able to make a major blow, as they'll have fire facing them from 2 directions instead of just 1. As you can see here, they are really only 45 men left. They'll probably retreat soon, not maybe because of morale per se, but they just simply don't have enough men. 45, 44, 52, 79. So yeah, these 4 battalions have really been taking a beating. There, my cavalry is advancing in case they're needed. Only thing that wouldn't be good right now is if the Papal States had an infantry charge. As you can see these 4 battalions of infantry are kind of closing in. I'm advancing my reserves in case they're needed soon. And plus, I'm kind of tired of them losing men, so they might as well get in the action before they surrendered without even helping. You can see those artillery, those enemy cannonballs kind of ripping through the lines of men. I have 37 men left, so they'll probably retreat soon. The Papal States had stakes set up, so luckily I didn't fall victim to that with any cavalry attacks. This armed citizenry unit is losing their morale, so hopefully they'll retreat soon. But yeah, they still have some powerful units of line infantry, or line infantry, militia, and some cavalry, so the battle's not nearly over. Looks like they're doing an infantry charge over here. It's like, never mind, they decided not to. Got some retreating troops over here. I don't really blame them for doing that. I only have 23 men left out of, so they lost nearly 100 men. The Papal States artillery is really starting to kick in. You can see all the bodies here from my main battalions. We're just going to advance these 2 light infantry units. I'll bring the reserves in soon. So my cavalry is here, still there. Only 22 men, so they might be retreating soon. My other 2 cavalry, 92 carbineers, and 60 dragoons are still waiting, so that's a powerful force of cavalry waiting. So my grenadiers are kind of facing some armed citizenry and militia. All those militia are retreating, never mind. I'm going to be doing an infantry charge here. Looks like the Papal States is doing a cavalry charge. My troops were behind walls, but they can still counter that. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get them in squares soon enough. See, we have 1, 2 retreating light infantry units now. I only have 14 men left in the general staff. Doing an infantry charge over here. See the grenadiers hopefully will beat out that armed citizenry battalion over there.
Our men are running, sir.
You can see my kind of right wing is kind of falling. They're doing a second cavalry attack. My cavalry over here is still alive. They're doing a second cavalry charge on my troops over here. They can't get in the square now. It's too late. So I'm charging with these carbineers. It's kind of turning into a little bloodfest here. Yeah, you can see all these units are retreating, so that's not good. So I'm going to move the general over here to help with these lines, since they can't help it over here anymore. Advancing my reserves. Looks like they, unfortunately, will be needed. You kind of see a mosh pit over here of troops if you get in the action. So it's kind of laggy. Usually I don't lag. Cavalry. I never like cavalry attacking cavalry. I just think it's ugly. Not ugly, but I just don't like it. I just think cavalry, I try to prevent my cavalry from getting attacked from other cavalry. You can see some line infantry here, some hussars, Italian hussars. Carbineers are doing work. Probably my second or third most powerful cavalry unit in the game. I'm having my Marines charge as well. See what the Lord General is. I don't know where he is. My general's over here, only 10 men remaining. I don't know where my dragoons left. Oh no, I think my dragoons retreated actually when I wasn't even seen, because you can see this whole line of forces. Yep, those are all my dragoons who must have been hit with some artillery. Wow. So I lost a unit of dragoons, so only my carbineers remain. My dragoons on the right side, but having my dragoons on the right side attack this artillery units. It looks like I'm winning the mosh pit kind of battle over here. You probably can really see the bodies on the ground. My heavy cavalry squadron of carbineers is still holding strong. They were probably kind of the deal breaker in this little mosh pit. You can really see the carnage under the grass of Italian line infantry units and my line infantry units, unfortunately. But my light infantry is still holding strong, or I should say my Imperial Guards, my Marines, so that's good. All that's left is their general staff, I believe. Who's running? All those dragoons, so my other smaller unit of dragoons is retreating. All that's left is their one unit of militia and their general staff, so this battle should be over soon. Let's see, one building was destroyed, probably because their artillery was faced right there, but other than that, the entire town is still intact. Looks like some light infantry and some light infantry are facing off against this 82 strong battalion of militia. Hopefully this general staff will. Looks like the general has been killed, so that'll be a major blow to morale. You can see that those militia over there retreating, so that should probably bring an end to the battle. It was kind of an interesting battle without any artillery, but it was kind of fun being much more aggressive instead of defensive. The oblique order thing was kind of a fun thing to do, but worked on the left side, my left wing, but not really my right wing, because they simply were too powerful in the center. So I couldn't keep advancing with my oblique order. I just had to maintain a line of volley fire. Let's see, some light infantry fusilier lines retreating. Hoping my grenadiers can beat out their 14 left of general staff. That should bring an end to the battle. And they're getting some fire from the Marines, and that should do it. Their general is retreating. You can really see the carnage here on the battlefield. I have a small unit of light infantry returning after a morale boost, so that will bring an end to the battle. We can see I lost about 1,200 men, which is not good, but I was able to kill and defeat the Papal States army under Romano Rossi. We'll see the unit statistics here. My cuirassiers. So my cuirassiers with 399 kills. Looks like my cuirassiers will be the battle unit of the day with 399 kills. So other than that, that is the Battle of Rome, a French victory under the command of Jean-Baptiste Jourdan. So other than that, this is Mr. X Irish, and thanks for watching. We'll have a new video out soon.